Need
some light.
Yeah, need some light.
What about in back?
Probably. What I'll do, I'll pull over, baby, and we'll get it in.
Okay.
Let's see. I mean, your feet are showing very good. Yeah.
I got shiny feet.
Shiny feet. You see them shiny feet? There you go. That's my daughter. She has shiny feet, y'all. That's her. That's her. Shiny feet gang. Yeah, so we're going to talk to you about how to become over 20-year overnight success. We had a good build earlier. I want to continue to vibrate on that build and really get some context for this conversation. Again, if you're interested in the conscious advisory or consulting, you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You leave your full name, your phone number, and we get it in. This is how we get it in. This is how we do. Yeah, let's see if maybe these lights might help. Let's see.
Helps?
I think it helps. Peace to the family. Yeah, let me write this in for, do not let your mother know I text while in the car.
I won't.
Because she will go nuts. Okay, she's probably watching now, cursing me out. Okay. Yeah, family, about to pull over and get this thing done the right way. About to get this done the right way. Just letting y'all come into the room, but look at this beautiful young lady.
Sup?
Yeah. How are you doing?
Gucci?
Yeah, there you go. It's so funny. One minute she's a scientist, the next minute she in the hood. So funny, man. Beautiful smile. I love that smile.
Thank you.
And them shiny toes. What's up with your toes, man? I see you got a little paint left on one of them toes. What are you doing? Why you not hooking up your toes? They partially shiny because you got paint partially on them. What are you doing? So, what you up to? Where you want to go? What's your plans, baby?
I got lots.
I know you got lots of plans. What kind of plans you got, baby?
Going to Grove.
You want to go to the Grove? Wow.
And then going to Universal's.
Universal? Okay.
Yeah. And then going to Barton G.
Oh my gosh. Restaurants. Oh my gosh.
And then I'm going to Ethiopia.
Oh, you want to go to Ethiopia?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. What other places you want to travel to that you haven't gone with Daddy yet?
London.
You want to go to London?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad.
New Orleans.
You want to go to New Orleans? We never did that, did we?
No.
It's interesting. Okay, you want to go to London, want to go to New Orleans, and you want to go to Ethiopia. Well, of course, we're not going to go to London and don't find our way in Paris, huh?
Yeah.
Can't do that. Told you, baby, this defensive driving is wild. You gotta think for yourself and other people because they may not be as cognizant of space like you are.
Really?
Yeah, it's a fact. That's why I told you, Daddy like having drivers. Only when I'm showing off, I drive. There's a car you don't get a chauffeur in, like the Slingshot.
Yeah.
I don't need a chauffeur for a Slingshot. First of all, it's a two-seater. When you're done with a two-seater, you don't really want a driver because, Daddy's a man, right? So when I got a two-seater, I need my beautiful wife next to me. I don't need a handsome man. You understand what I'm saying? So when I got a two-seater, I don't need two of us popping out like that. Unless I got to drive a brother somewhere, drop him off, or I'm showing him the car because he one of my mans from the hood. Like in the case of E-Boy, he my man. He ain't been out here, so I just wanted to show him how things look and give him the vibe. But other than that, baby, oh no, it got to be a sister next to me, accompanying me, so I do what I do. That's how Daddy roll. But when it's these giant trucks and everything,
yeah.
This is not cool. I'd rather have a driver So that's why Daddy normally have his drivers pull up, like Mario and everybody.
Yeah.
I have them deal with this stuff because this is how I'm supposed to roll. Like when I'm rolling with all of y'all, unless it's just a private family thing like we're about to do tonight, I'd rather do it myself because it's intimate. It's more closely connected to us and us harmonizing with each other. But outside of that, when it's time for Daddy to do his parties or, I got events I got to deal with, it's tacky for me to be looking for parking and everything. I'd rather my driver do all of that and I can pop out, jump right in the club, do what I got to do, jump in my meeting. When it's those kind of nights and it's very exciting and there's several places we got to go, give me a driver. I provide the truck. Just give me the driver, You
don't always want to have your hands on the road.
That's right. And that's why it makes me fatigue because I'm doing so much thinking for people to make sure they don't hit me and I don't hit them that I get exhausted just thinking about that whole process. You understand?
Yeah.
It's exhausting. You may never know. Like, you just think it's driving, but trust me, you be tired just driving. And then the lines on the road is mesmerizing. You keep seeing one white line, one white line, one white line, one white line, one white line. And it never stops. So after a while, you get tired. You're just like, yo, it's mesmerizing. Especially when you got a long road trip. You be mesmerized by that one white line, one white line, one white line, one white line. Yeah, let's hang out. Let's hang out over here. Hold this for me. Let me see something. Now, you also, I can have you in a two-seater because that's fun when we in the slingshot.
Yeah.
I have mad fun with you when we in the two-seater. That's a car, it's a daddy-daughter car for me. More than it is daddy and his wife or something.
Yeah.
If you're around me, I have the most fun in that slingshot. Because you like when I spin out, do donuts, drive fast. These older women, they be scary. That's why when we leave, they always worry about you and I together because they know you're going to say, Daddy, faster, Daddy, turn like that. And Daddy going to be like, yep. They know how Daddy like to show off for you. But them now, man, they don't want no static with that. If I just do a hard turn, they scary. So that's why I like when you're around for the slingshot because I know you adventurous and you welcome it. And they don't realize I'm still being safe when I drive. They think I'm not being safe. I'm being safe. I'm not a lunatic. I'm not crazy, right? Daddy's safe. But I had to get the truck because if I take you in a slingshot, they're gonna be thinking we all over the place going wild. So I had to take you in the truck because at least they not gonna worry. Because at this time of night, they know you with the faster, Daddy do a donut, tail whip. Now, I gotta go in for my baby. Gotta do it. And when they ask me why I did all that, I said, man, At told me to do it. I gotta do what my daughter tell me to do. So that has got us in trouble. So now I'm on punishment and I can't bring you in a slingshot. I gotta use cars with doors and roofs now. It's whack.
Sucks.
I know. Well, next time we don't go live. We mind our business. Nobody got to know. That's our problem. That's black people problem. We go live when we doing some stuff we ain't supposed to be doing. That's our problem. But yeah, I'm about to talk to y'all about how to become an overnight success. How to become a 20-year overnight success. Very important information. I might need my hoodie. Let me turn these lights off. You can step out the car, baby girl.
Are you still meeting them there?
Yeah, we'll pick up the family, but
okay.
We're going to pick up the family. But first, I'm going to just do a little live streaming and get it in. Remember, you're interested in the conscious advisory, which is what I do out here, or consultant, you hit me at brotherpolite45@gmail.com. Leave your full name, your phone number, we'll get it in. The reason why I always speak to you about the necessity of having a coach is because everybody, for just about every facet of life, needs somebody to give them guidance, needs somebody to give them training in something. You feel what I'm saying? It's never a moment in time where to become better, you don't have a predecessor, you don't have somebody that grooms you or prepares you for that moment or for that arrival. These are all facts. Make sure you share this video while you at it. be sure to share this video, okay? Before I get into the knowledge and the know-how. Hold on, family. About to step out right now. It's a little, what's up, babe?
A little chilly.
It's a little chilly? Yeah, I'm about to come over on that side. I'm just waiting for traffic. Lighten up, you know, these people. You gotta be careful with these people.
You're right.
What's your name, baby? They want to know what's your name.
Matt.
This is Matt. This is Matt at Hotel Tomb Raider to be exact. Close your door real quick.
Okay. Good?
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, okay. I was wondering why the lights wasn't turning on. Yeah. Stepping out. Oh yeah. Love out here. Woo! Joking. Just joking, y'all. See, they can't help but to honk they dang horns. A beautiful baby. And look at her little funny slippers.
What? They're awesome, by the way.
Oh my goodness. Let me get my hoodie. Hold this for me.
Sure. Thank you. Someone said your daughter's lovely.
That's great. I appreciate the fact they're showing that love. Right now.
Daddy, the phone. Son's calling.
There you go.
Thank you. Hi.
Who you talk to?
Someone just said hello.
Okay. Yes, family, I'm back. Sorry about that. Peace to the family. Sorry, man. Everybody contacting me, my wives, everybody. Let's get this knowledge. Y'all ready? Okay, let's do this. Thank you for all the people that's saying my daughter's lovely. Okay. So, we gotta do this knowledge. It's been a while since we tag team and collaborate. We gotta get them some more homeschool videos and stuff. Machine gun. Gotta give it a machine gun. Love this girl. Love her so much. Love her so much. Love you so much. Look at this beautiful young lady. Yes. Love you. Love her, man. Yes. I think she kind of look like me.
We look alike.
We look alike?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. Hold on. Is it the eyes? Let me see big eyes. Let me see big eyes. Okay, maybe it's the teeth. Let's see the teeth. Wow, almost the same teeth. Maybe the lips. Almost the same lips. And that nose. Alright, we look alike. Alright, we do strong genes. This is past strong genes. I think I made you. Your mom ain't had nothing to do with this. No, I'm going Maury to get a DNA test because I ain't sure still. What are you looking for?
Nothing.
Oh, they're just looking for mommy to smack me or something.
What? No.
Yeah, she got pretty eyes. Oh, my baby. Love her so much. Such a good young lady in the making. Just hanging out. That's all we doing today. Hanging out. Having fun, that's right. Spend a little daddy-daughter time. Got to make sure we get in as much as we get it in. So you were saying that you wanted to go to New Orleans, to London, to Paris. You want to go to Paris? Alright, you can go to Paris. She actually downloaded the app so she can get on her 5th language. She's working on speaking French.
Yeah.
And she's doing
And
it all
I'm
by
also
herself.
learning how to speak Spanish too.
Oh, you working on Spanish?
Yeah.
See, my daughter growing up somewhere, I don't know what she be up to sometimes. You know, we gotta pay attention to our children. You know, only difference is I don't come and find out she's doing some drugs. I find out she's doing another language.
Just in case I need to take a trip to Mexico.
I'm sure. You eat all them damn burritos. I'm surprised you ain't go to Mexico yet. Okay, so Mexico's on the list. Okay. So how?
Bless you.
Thank you. How to become an overnight success in 20 years. I said earlier that I was watching Denzel Washington, and he said something that was very deep and very profound to me. And not to me, pardon me. I'm thinking about a conversation I had with him. That was actually it might have been this year because we're going towards. No, it's actually last year, some months back. But anyway, I obviously look up to the brother Denzel. Shout out to my brother. But he said something real dope. He said it took him 20 years to be an overnight success. He said it took him 20 years to become an overnight success. That was an amazing statement. And it speaks to the fact that you have to really work hard to get to where you got to go. So what I was saying earlier was that initially in my coming up, I first was selling flyers. Flyers became my independent publication, my newspaper. My newspaper became a book because I made so many newspapers and I was pen writing. So I had like 4 or 5 pen names for my newspaper. People took so long to write and I needed to come out with the next article the next newspaper and put the issues in that I had to put the data in to come out with the next issue. So I would wind up taking on 4 or 5 different pen names. That is to say, a pen name is I come up with different writers' names, and I would be like 5 of the writers for my newspaper because people were taking so long to come up with their articles, and I had to get those newspapers in. All right, I had to get it printed up so I could get ready to hustle and make this money and share this knowledge. So what happened was I took up 5 different personalities sometimes just to write. So I was Nebna Warray, I was Michael Nogue, I was so many different pen names to spread it out just so I get the newspaper off. But it takes away from the authenticity if you see the same name writing for the whole newspaper. So I had to tap into a certain mind. So I went, my holistic health psyche had a name, my political psyche had a name, my social economic psyche had a name, and so forth and so on. And after selling flyers on the train, I wound up selling newspapers. And after selling newspapers, I bookized one of the volumes. I went through several different newspapers and I bookized. Like after 12 issues, I turned it into a book. And then that motivated me to write a book. And then I started writing books. So flyers became newspapers, newspapers became books. Books in turn encouraged me to do lectures because people's reading the books like, yo, you need to do some knowledge on this. So I wound up doing lectures, and then after I was doing lectures, lectures became debates, and after I did debates, then what happened? After I did debates, I started challenging myself to go across the world. That's when Mommy and we went to Egypt for our anniversary. Another time we went to Israel for my anniversary. We did this together because we were growing together, learning together, and I would get the information, publish my works, publish my findings, put it out in newspapers. Put it in my books. I have my own publishing company. I print my own books. You know this, print, bind, design. So I would compile this data, publish my findings, create PowerPoints after it, sell the book, release the book at the events for my debate. So that was a lot of work ethic, a lot of hard work and energy. And then in turn, what would happen is people start asking me to come out. Thank you. Brother read my Finance or Fiance book. Thanks a lot, Rashad Ra. So I would eventually get called out by people in the celebrity world because they wanted to talk to me directly. Hey, brother, I need some work on my health. Or, brother, I need some help with my finance. Or, brother, metaphysics is where I want to go, and I love how you drop it. But I want to talk to you personally outside that environment with them hundreds of people there, 1,000 people there. I want to talk to you immediately. So flyers became newspapers, newspapers became books, books became lectures, lectures became debates, debates turned me into a conscious advisor because people loved my diversity and they saw I was able to tackle many different subject matters in a very prolific manner, right? And that's how that went down. It was cracking, King.
Was it easy making the flyers, the books, and doing the lectures?
Well, I don't know if you remember when I used to be up always typing.
I do remember.
All right, I don't know. You remember so much stuff. Well, I'll tell you this. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I was saying, like, was it fun making the flyers now?
Yeah, it was fun. The whole process was fun. I guess my daughter's interviewing me. The whole process was fun because I enjoyed what I was doing. When money's the motivation, it's not fun. When you're worried about hopefully this book sells so I can pay my rent, that's not fun. And I went through that stage, and it took the creativity out of me. Because I had days where even though I love to write, I couldn't afford to do what I love and let the family down. So I was in a very compromising situation because it takes me hours to write, because when I write, I don't get writer's block. I don't write until something sparked, and when I start writing, it cannot stop. So I used to write for 30 hours straight, barely even get something to eat. If I ate, if I fell asleep, it'd be for like 30 minutes. I wake up in shock, like, dang, I'm on schedule. I need to get certain stuff done. And it was a process because my wife would take dictation. My other two wives would do some research. I had to teach them how to do research to substantiate the claims that I'm making. And then I had to buy books from highly reputable scholars so I could be able to reference their findings to substantiate my claims. It was a lot of work. And I always was preparing to put out books for my lecture because I figured the excitement that I could create around my lectures or my debates would be the impetus for people to purchase these books so they can be motivated to engage the study. So based on my delivery, my deliberations when I do my debates, it'd be enticing enough for people to say, you know what, I'm interested in that subject matter, let me get this book. Because at the end of the day, I want people to read my mind. And when you write a book, people read your mind. That's what they're doing. So all over the world, I got people reading my mind. And that's dope. That's a real powerful idea, right?
Yeah.
So writing books is a mechanical form of telepathy. You know, telepathy is the ability to communicate from one mind to the next. Well, it's telepathic when I write these books. It's this very mechanical aspect of telepathy. But once I write the book and it gets into someone's hand, they'll start reading my mind. And then they can revisit what they read from my mind at any time they chose. And that's really spiritually connecting with the person who's delivering you the information. Because it gets to the point they just about know you. So I've met people who really know me because they read so much of my books, studied so much of my videos. It's like I actually have a connection with them more so than some people that I even know in real life who haven't perused through my works. So it's very spiritual when people read your work. You read your works, and the impact that I get from people saying, look, I read this book, it changed my life. That's something that you just want to revisit over and over. I get a high from that. So to become an overnight success, it does take many years. Denzel Washington said it took him 20 years to be an overnight success. And I couldn't shake that. I said, man, that's a powerful statement. And when I think about it, people only see that which is built. You look at this and you say, man, it's a big building, and you keep walking by. You go in there, you enjoy the pool, you enjoy the room, you enjoy the gym. And just like that, you leave and you go on looking for another experience from another hotel venue, right? However, this wasn't built overnight.
No.
This was taking over a year to build. And if it took close to a year to build, that's phenomenal. And that's quick. You know, this neighborhood with the aesthetics, this ambiance, took years for it to finally get to where you really wanted to go, what you really wanted to be. All right? It takes time. But when we see it, we marvel at it, and in seconds, when we see it, we marvel at it, and we look at it for a few seconds time, but that's it, we move on to another experience. So that's how success is. Success is a very interesting thing, because success can also be very misleading. I'm gonna tell you why success can be misleading. Success can be misleading because you see it at the present moment, just like you see these buildings at the present moment, and you take what you want from someone's success, and it can even intimidate you because it can make you feel like, man, well, that person's on that level, I don't even know how I'm gonna get there. I can't even fathom how I'm gonna get to that level, right? But at the same rate, we gotta say this to at the same rate, we have to say this to ourselves when it comes to success. What were the necessary steps to get there? You know, success in a metaphor to buildings, we just see this building, but we got to consider what makes or constitutes it. We got to see what constitutes the infrastructure. We got to know about the wiring, the plumbing, the zoning rules, all right, the architecture, how we want it to be shaped. If we're going to introduce any feng shui, you know, the signs of how energy is going to flow through the building. It depends how deep that person is and what they're looking for, what's their criteria. So people see the finished product, and the finished product gives you this intimation that it has always been like that. Because when we look at the building, we look at this building and we take it for granted that this building took time, energy, and work, let alone the business thereof that has become a success that they call the Mondrian. We look at that and we just be like, you know what? This is amazing. And then what happens is, when it becomes old, if you wasn't here when it first got created, then you just come in, it's just a hotel, you like it, you love the energy, you leave, you go back to wherever you came from, and that's it. And that's how success is. We enjoy a good actor, but when the movie's over, that's it. Now that person put their whole life into that work. For you to come in, watch the movie for an hour and 38 minutes, say that was a beautiful movie, talk about it for an hour, you know, give your reviews on it amongst your family, and then you go home, you go to bed, and you know what? Can't wait till another movie come out. Now that person that worked all those years just for us to watch them for an hour and 38 minutes to say it was a great movie, can't wait to the next one, right? So we have to take the time out to be more introspective and appreciative of what makes success. And so when Denzel Washington said it took him 20 years to become an overnight success, you got to hear the paradox in that. Because what he's saying is there's a dichotomy to success. What he's saying is there's two things going on. The present that has you in awe, right? And then all the accumulation of moments that got him to that point that you don't see. And you will have to really investigate to get to that point. Now, if you want to be successful, people's barometer for success is based on what they see in the present moment, and that's the problem. People's barometer for success is predicated upon what they see at the present moment, and that is the problem. If you're looking to be a success, right, what you got to now do is say this. It's not the present moment that you're going to use as your barometer. You got to investigate what that person is going through. Because anybody that is a tremendous success, I guarantee you they have an amazing story, detailed, with pipes, with wiring, construction, yeah, drywall, sheetrock, screws, and designs, blueprints. It's a lot. Architecture, that's right. Architecture. It is a lot. Success just in the present moment, we take it for granted. The present moment can make you take for granted all the hard work and effort someone puts in. And then in our community, we have a tendency to want to look for something bad in somebody and accredit the bad for their success, because that's our way of scapegoatism. That's our coping mechanism. If I can say something bad about you, then maybe I can pretend, undermine, or overwrite how you arrive. And if I can do that, then I don't have to work hard, because the only real successful black people in this world are the ones who do bad things to get successful. Now, people make errors, people make mistakes all the time. You look at Puff, you know, we'll go over there, hang out, play or whatever, do whatever we doing, go to clubs, whatever. But people will turn around and say, hey, he's responsible for killing Tupac or Biggie or something like that. And they will attempt to isolate that moment in time, associate negativity to him that is still speculative to some and annoying to others. They will take a negative accusation and make that the basis for how he became successful, or a reason to ignore all the things he did to achieve success, as if that man didn't work hard to get to it. No, we would like to convince ourselves it is the negativity that got him to that point. And so, same thing with Floyd. We would like to ignore the fact that Mayweather actually been working since he was a child to get to where he got to go. He worked hard to get to where he got to go. But what we will do is point out something that has transpired in his life that's negative, or accredit negative speculations or allegations to his arrival. Somehow we would usurp or circumvent his brilliance that got him to where he's at for, or in exchange of, allegations, negativity, bad things being said. We have that tendency because a lot of us are lazy, so we indemnify ourselves from the burden of being responsible and working hard if we can find something wrong with every black person that is successful. You know, we can say, well, Serena Williams got a white man as her husband, and that somehow distracts us from the fact she's an amazing tennis player. She never said, I'm your community activist. We don't know everything that's going on in her life for her to arrive at the conclusion that she want to be with a white man. But why should that undermine, why should we use that as a theme to undermine her hard work and effort? See, there's a distinction between what you don't like about a person and what they have done to get to the point where they are at. And I tell you this because when you're great, if they can't get to you, they're going to get to someone in your family. If you're great, they say you're only great because your daddy. Or you're only great because your daddy did this, that, and third. That's why you're great. Or they're going to tell you you're only great because this, that. Once you have an error, once you make any type of mistakes, once you have any type of shortcomings, you got to be strong enough. You got to have what they call mental fortitude. Okay? You got to have what they call mental fortitude. And mental fortitude is the strong thing. You got to have what's called a psychic self-defense. Look at that over there. Yep, you gotta have what's called a psychic self-defense. And what we mean by having a psychic self-defense is psyche means mind, right? So you're protecting your soul when you protect your mind, because soul means mind etymologically. So when we talk about having a psychic self-defense, we're saying having a strong enough mind where people can't just tear you down or burn you with negative thoughts. You have to be powerful enough to take that negativity and be like, all right, I see that negativity for what it is, and I'm going to transmute the energy. Like me, I work hard because the negativity is my motivation. Yeah. I take negativity and I get motivated by it. I actually have all the people that attempt to tear me down to credit for a great deal of my success. Because I know they want to see me fail. I know they want to see me homeless. I know they want to see me away from you. I know people will celebrate and relish at the idea that something bad can happen to me and I won't be with you. That's the kind of world we live in. You have low lives like that don't want to see daddy with his daughter. Low lives that may say, oh man, Polight got issues or problems with something. Let's celebrate it instead of let's see if we can mediate or figure this thing out. We got low lives on planet Earth like that.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. But guess what? There are few compared to the many powerful, beautiful people that's on planet Earth. And even with them, we don't hate them, we don't dislike them. We understand they are necessary on planet Earth because it keeps this thing interesting. You gotta have low lives. You gotta have despicable people. You gotta have negative people here because it's part of their growing process. And we're able to understand what we don't want to be by seeing what people are. You're smart when you understand your mistakes. You're wise when you realize others. Wow. That's what it is. That's what it is. No, you got to be prepared for that. So people who wish me negative openly, they motivate me. But my supporters are my inspiration. So I get my motivation from people who wish me harm, and I get my inspiration from people that wish me the best. And you see now, inspiration is very interesting. Inspiration is a very interesting word because inspiration has the word spire in there, right? Like respire, perspire, conspire, right? And so you have inspire. So spire, spirit, comes from the word spirit. Spirit means breath. So anything that has that spire in it, it'll lose the breath. If we deal with inhalation, the opposite of inhalation is what? Expiration. Pardon me, right? If you opposite of inhalation is exhalation, right? So we have, what else? We have respiration, right? We respire, right? So then what would be the opposite of respiration? It'd be inspiration. So now, people deal with the scriptures. They tell you about God. They tell you God blew his breath into man, man became a living soul, right? That's Genesis 7, 2 verse 7. But here's the point. That was dope. That's deep how it says God blew his breath into man and man became a living soul. God, when sometimes you see on shows where somebody looks dead and they give them mouth to mouth and they blow in their breath inside of that person to bring them back to life, right? So ancient people said that the Creator blew breath into us. It's figurative in a sense. But when breath comes into you and you're filled with breath, that is inspire. That is inspiration. So sometimes we say things like, man, that brother or sister is a breath of fresh air. Because that means we're being inspired by something someone is saying. So when you're inspired, it's like they give you another breath. So I get my inspiration, my life force, my ability to thrive from people that support me. I get my motivation from the people that want me destroyed. Because I just can't let them get that. I can't let them have that. And so they motivate me to see to it that they never bear witness to that thought. So that's the goal. So I'm motivated to ensure that the people who wish me ill never can relish at the fact that that transpired. See? Transition, inspire, exactly. Transpire, conspire, respire, right? Inspire, perspire, when you think about it, it all has to do with some kind of breathing in or breathing out. Letting toxins in or getting rid of them. Being purified.
Out, right?
Say again?
That's letting them out, right?
Or let them out. That's right. So that's the science of what we on. That's what we on. That's what we on. So we get our inspiration from, if we go on an ancient scale, we get our inspiration from the Creator, right? So inspiration is synonymous with creativity, which is synonymous with taking deep breaths. And sometimes someone say, man, she's so gorgeous, she's breathtaking. I'm in awe at that beautiful woman. So it's always connected to breath. The breath is divine breath. The air has something in it that's a life force that they don't talk to us about. Some call it prana, some call it ki. Like the Indians or Hindus, they call it prana. Asians may call it ki or chi. The Remetu, ancient Egyptians, call it sachem. And so, no matter what culture talks about it, all the ancient cultures spoke of it, and it's something else in the air. If we breathe in deeper breaths, took less breaths and breathe in deeper, what's going to happen is you allow that life force to circulate within your body. And by the time you respire, right? If you leave the air in there long enough, you would be inspired. That's right. If you leave it in there long enough, you'll be inspired. And that's how we succeed. You be inspired. But you can't breathe in and breathe out so fast. That's why I like when children get all upset and they start crying and everything, they go, they're stressed out. So they're not taking as much as they should be taking in from the air, because they're overwhelmed. But what they're doing is getting as much as they can in very short intervals until they can catch up to being normal again. But if we take deeper breaths, less breaths, just deeper breaths, we'll get more out of life. We'll become more creative. And that's why the breath is so important. And that's why even in the Bible, when they talk about the Holy Ghost, the word that they use for ghost is pneuma, as in pneumonia. Holy, and it means lungs. So we talking about holy lungs, right? And that's why they create so many different things to pollute the air or make us smoke. And that's why Daddy will not ever smoke. And that's why I tell you, you don't want to be part of that. Because once you got the science of what's going on, if you smoke, you're basically destroying an element or a facet of your creativity if you smoke. Especially cigarettes and all that. You don't want to be smoking because you don't want to kill your creativity. You don't want that poison. That's something I know you don't want, because you're ambitious to do great things. So why would you do something that's counterproductive to the great things that you're ambitious to do? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All facts. All facts. Need that air.
Smoking is bad.
What's that, baby?
I said smoking is bad.
Definitely bad. Smoking is horrible. I mean, I'll tell you this. It depends on what you're looking to do in this death time. You know, they call it lifetime, but we know life come after this. We all dying at this particular stage. Don't let your height and the fact you keep getting taller tell you otherwise. So we have to be accepting to the fact that we're all dying. It's a right. We're all dying. The second you're born, we're dying. It's a fact. The beauty is we get to live right after this. That's the beauty. You know what I'm saying? That'll put a smile on your face. So, you know what's scary? If this was life. Because if this was life, then that means then we die. There's nothing left. That'd be scary for me. If to know, yo, all we got is this. If this was life, all we would have is this, and then when we die, nothing else happens. That would be like, man, you know, I'd start doing some wild stuff if that was the case. But you see, no one can scare me with no threats of nothing. You know why? Because this is death. And that's the best thing that we got going on. The best thing that we got going on is that this is death and we're dying. It's the best thing we got going on. And the reason why the best thing we have going for us is that this is death is because life comes after. So no matter how much harm, no matter how much sickness, disease, pestilence, drama, adversity, no matter how negative things can get, that in essence is what death brings. It's part of death. And the beauty is, when we endure this death time, we will have life eternal. We'll live after this. So the plagues that come with this death time is part of death. Because death deals with that which decays. You know, when you look at, we go to New York and it's fall. When fall season comes, that transition that lets you know death is nearing, you start seeing the most beautiful parts of the plants because they start to change colors. And once it starts changing colors and we start seeing the best coloration of these plants, that means it's in its prime, it's at its apex, because after that comes winter. So we go through cycles too in our life. We go through spring, we go through summer, we go through fall, and we go through winter. And winter is when everything starts to die out. We go through the same process in life. Right? So you sprung forth from your mother's womb. You was in spring, and you still in spring, my lovely flower. Right? We waiting for you to blossom. Well, summertime come, and it's like, man, she's growing. Right? So that's when you're a young adult and you're doing what you got to do. And then you come into your fall. That's when you got your wisdom, and you truly are beautiful, not just by sight, but by mind. And you've lived on the planet Earth long enough to demonstrate beauty beyond that which we see. You've been here long enough to demonstrate beauty far surpassing that which we see. And so, all things being great and you doing your best, you should have a good winter. And the goal for us is to have a good winter in this death time. If we have a good winter in this death time, we can rest assured that in our resurrection, cosmically, when we spring forth again, after this death time, there will be a lifetime. Right? And in the lifetime, we could decide what season we want to be in. See, in this death time, we don't decide. We got to go through the same process. But depending on how much you fortified your mind and took the time out to study and prepare for your life. We spend this death time to prepare for our life. Everybody else will have you distracted about, oh, they'll call you names, they'll wish you harm. And those are all people that's distracted because they have no idea life comes after this. You can't barter that form of existence with me or no one else. No matter what anyone says to me, I know life comes after this. This is a short time compared to life. This is a very short time compared to life. But the goal is you have to participate. You can't sit here, well, I'm just waiting to completely die because life is great and it's going to be eternal. No, we got to participate. You feel what I'm saying? We got to participate in that. We got to feel the pains of it. We got to watch other people go who was more ignorant. We know we're doing our best to eat better, live better, read better, do better, but we're going to love people who refuse to. And we're going to feel the pain of other people not considering how we're also going to be impacted by the bad directions they take in their life. True story. True story. True story. But all the seasons are great. All of them have special qualities. But we just keep in mind that this is just one form of existence and greater ones to come. This is a great existence, but never limit yourself to just this existence. Anytime you start feeling a little overwhelmed and things is a little intense, you know what you got to sit here and say to yourself? There's always life to come after. There's always life to come. It's real. This is real talk, man. It's real talk. So never let this death time have you in such shock, because you're gonna go through things that's gonna hurt you. But you just gotta remind yourself, This is a very short period in time, so we don't want to spend too much time. We don't want to spend time arguing and fighting because death time is short. We don't want to spend our death time arguing and fighting. You understand what I'm saying? Because this whole thing can stop at any instant. We want to make as much use of this death time as possible because we're supposed to prepare ourselves for life. So you can't mess around, be upset with somebody for such a long period of time. You ain't talking, they ain't talking to you. No, get that problem solved. Get that problem solved. Go ahead, talk to your sister. Yeah, just building with my baby girl. I was about to say my sister. She talking to her sister. But it's just love. It's just love. I don't know. I mean, this wasn't exactly where I was going to go with it, but we go through the seasons too. But you see, you can't distract the mind that knows better. You feel what I'm saying? You cannot distract the mind that knows better. You can't. And we just got to be real with our children. You got to talk that death talk to your children. But there ain't nothing scary. Only thing scary about death is thinking that this is life. Real talk. The only thing scary about death is thinking that this is life. That's what I'm going to name this one. The only thing scary about death is thinking that this is life. Oh, I know about life after death from the Remechu. It's in Pockets of Shipamawut. It's in the Pere Emheru. It's in the pyramid text. Okay? Unis, Pepi, and Tet. Okay? They talk about the eschatological and cosmogonical origins of man. It's in the ancient African archetype of conception. It's all over. And they give you blueprints. They tell you zodiacal phases and directions, constellations from point A to point B. They're very meticulous in their breakdown, but you have to study contemporary science, form of space physics, microbial biology, biosemiotics. You have to study those things so you can do a comparative analysis amongst those things and what the Remechu was teaching. Because on the surface level, you're going to come up with mythos. But if you take the time out to really study, you're going to be like, whoa, this is deep. Word up. Like I said, the only thing scary about death is thinking that this is life. Because if you think you're living right now, what are you looking forward to after this? Like, you got to die. You're dying from the time you're born. It's okay. Bear witness to it. I know you get taller as you grow. And that gives the illusion that you're living because you're growing. But the taller you get, you're dying. You're just going in that direction. It's all right. It's a beautiful thing. See, we were taught not to fear it, to embrace it, and relish at the moment when we transition. Many of us are going to be incapacitated in fear consciously when we're removed from the physical body. We're going to feel like we're lost and suspended in time and space. Because you're not spending the time to get in tune with that which is in physical. But you see, the paradox is you got to contribute to the material world. You got to participate. Get you your nice car, eat the great food. Why not? It's part of the death process. We're all dying. Enjoy this death. Enjoy it. So you see, when people leave, when I go, my daughter ain't going to have the same exact issues that most people go through when people have to leave. Because by the time she continues to study what death means and represents, she'll be at ease when I finally get to live. But we just can't cheat and get rid of ourselves prematurely. You gotta live, you gotta die out the process. I'm talking about you making a living. You making a dying. You ain't making no living. Working for somebody else. You making a death. You making a dying. That's what you're doing. I'm preparing myself to make a living. We just get comfortable with that concept and it won't hurt so much when people gotta leave. Because, I mean, the tradition of death has existed since time immemorial, and we're still taking it very hard. Because we're avoiding the elephant in the room. The tradition of death is one ritual that no one can avoid. It's inevitable, yet we still are unprepared as it takes place in our households over and over again. because we don't want to talk about it. We just want to pretend like it ain't going to happen no more after it happens. So we got to be prepared. It's like, oh man, you're going to scare your daughter.
Huh?
People say I'm scare you. I scare you with the death talk. No, we got to get into that conversation because it can happen at any moment to anybody. So the more we introduce the idea to ourselves and study it, analyze it, see what it means and represents based on sacred geometry, based on fractal waves, and we realize, oh man, I'm still here, just not in a physical form, then you realize, oh, I just fell in love with the physical big nose daddy got and the big lips daddy got and the big eyes daddy got. But that ain't daddy. This is just a vehicle we walking around. We're walking around in a vehicle that we call Ma'at Hotep Atumre. That they call Nisut Amuray Senatumre. Brother Polight. No, you gave a name for my car. That's the name of your car. Your car is called Ma'at Hotep Atumre. This your vehicle, baby. That's all that is. Your body is just your vehicle to move around on planet Earth. So you can act like you actually need to eat and act like you really need to drink. But the real you don't. So you in conflict every time because the real you know I don't really need this. The more conscious you get, the less you like to do physical things. But if you stay on that path, by the time you get into the latter stages of your death, you'll be prepared for life because you would have burned out your desires. But most people have their desires burned them out. All facts. You don't burn out your desires will burn you out. All facts. Don't get mad at me because I played the game. I understand it. I understand its existence. So I play it. I play with it and I participate. I'm physical. I'm indulged in the physicality. But never get it twisted. I know the distinction between the two. So we go through our spiritual exercises. We practice fasting. Why? So you don't be thinking about eating when you die and you alive. When you living and without the physical body, you don't want to be a conscious entity saying, I'm hungry. You don't want to be looking for no food when you out the body. You don't want to be out the body saying, yo, I need to get me some sleep. You don't want to be begging to be able to sleep again when you're no longer in the body. You don't want to be begging to be fatigued again. So we practice things in this physical realm. We practice things in the physical realm to prepare for the outer body eternal conscious experience. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want to get so attached to things going on the physical plane that you don't know how to function unless you got a physical body. You got to learn how to function without the physical body. And that's why Daddy got you meditating. That's why Daddy has you introspecting. That's why Daddy got you reading. Anything to take you away from this physical world. Because the closer you get to being truly conscious, the more you can manipulate, master, and even create your own matrix on planet Earth. But only someone who's aware that they are not physical can master the physical. How about that one? Only someone that's aware that they're not physical can master the physical. The physical world has never been mastered by physical people. The physical world is only mastered by those who realize that they are not. So you got to know you're not of this world in order for you to be part of it. You got to know you're not of it to be part of it. These are all facts. These are all facts. The scariest part of death is thinking that this is life. I'm going to conclude. I know I'm late as always. I see y'all sharing the video now. Y'all like this? We're going to build about this, I guess, later. My daughter's around different energy happens. I just got to go with the flow of the energy. I had one thing in mind. But again, if you're looking for consulting or conscious advisory, how to control this matrix, I don't play games with this. Do you like?
I like the word matrix.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's a reason you like that word. It's a reason. Stick with it. Study it. Then learn generatrix. Then learn creatrix. A whole bunch of tricks you gotta learn. It ain't just the matrix. There's the generatrix and there's the creatrix. Yeah. Then you have to study parabola. So you got the matrix, generatrix, creatrix, and parabola. Yeah. And when you look at these words, you're like, Daddy didn't make up those words? How deep into the game is Daddy? When I said I like the Matrix, and Daddy said after that, look up Generatrix and look up Creatrix. Then look up Parabola. Woo! Woo! Woo, woo. Unbelievable. It's real out here. It's real out here. I just made up the word. Look it up. Generatrix and Creatrix. And you'll be surprised. The word exists. It's very deep and connected because it's different phases. Just like you have involution, evolution, and revolution. You have inception, conception, and birth. Huh? And you also have the Creatrix, Generatrix, and the Matrix. They always be teaching you just one thing and you be missing all the other parts. There's other moving parts. There's other moving parts. But yeah, love that word Matrix. And then get into that Creatrix. Get into that Generatrix. I don't make these words like, oh, yo, he be making. Nah, I wouldn't just say that out of nowhere at random and lose all the credibility of everything that I've been saying. I'm about to have my daughter walking around here thinking fake words aren't real. Or thinking some words are real and they really fake. Yeah, so my daughter be walking around here like, man, I'm telling you, with the level of stuff I build with my daughter about, that's why I had to homeschool her. Gotta homeschool her because it's too much I gotta teach her before I'm out of here. Gotta make sure when she's on, you see how I say that and she can smile? Other children be weeping and crying. Oh, what happened? Dad was talking to me about dying. Nah, my daughter is on point with this, man. She thinks about it, considers it, and we gotta acclimate our youth to it because sometimes if you don't teach them now, they be devastated by things that be happening to their parents, their friends, and other family. They get devastated by it because they have no knowledge of it, and then it's the elephant in the room, and they grow up not talking about it for another generation to not talk about it when it's inevitable. It's a fate that is inevitable. So you got to get it in. And it doesn't have to be a sad story. It actually has a happy ending. Life is a happy ending. But if you think this is life, there can't be a happy ending. If it ends in death, if life ends in death, there's no happy ending. But if death ends in life, it's a happy ending. And then when people cry who know better, you know they're crying because they're jealous because they wish they was there. But most time people cry about someone dying is because they reflect back on their own life and realize that theirs is coming too. That's right. Malcolm said only a fool would allow his open enemy to educate their children. I'm going to educate mine. And the school system can say that she don't need this information, but she's going to be fortified. She's going to be a better adult than I've ever been. That's what the goal is. So she can go through the death time better than I have. All my children. Having said all of that, I love you all. Appreciate you if you're interested in the conscious advisory or consultant. You hit me up. Always leave your full name and your phone number. Stop sleeping on the metaphysics. And you know, we don't talk spooky. That's anything that's after classical physics. Anything that's beyond classical physics. Because classical physics was at a standstill at one point.
Thanks for watching.
Oh yeah, say it again.
Thanks for watching.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you for watching. You heard what the Emperor said. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all 100%. Lessons to you all. You know, don't sleep on a holistic health. Don't sleep on none of that information.
Love you, Daddy.
Love you too, baby. Love you too.
Good.
Machine gun. You getting there. You getting there. You working it.
Already got there.
I love you so much, baby.
Love you a lot.
You make this stuff so powerful. You've given me so much to take into life. Yeah. Every time I see you smile, you breathe life into me. That's a hard task. Word. a world filled with the walking dead, you breathe life into me every time you smile. I love you for that. You mean so much to me, baby.
You too, Daddy.
Ready to turn up and have some fun?
Yep, always.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm ready to get it in. Drive around. You want to pick up your mothers?
Yep.
Let's get them. Man, I love you so much. I tell you, you keep my mind so strong. Love you. Perfect, baby. Let's get you in the car. Let me get this car open for you.
Peace out, everyone.
I got it, baby. I thought I opened it. There we go.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome, baby. All right, here we go. Feet back up. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you what to do and what not to do. You're the Empress. I gotta follow your lead. All right, Empress. You good? Make sure your seatbelt on, okay? Yeah, I know they mad at me. Supposed to been back home. But it was worth it. We had a good bill. We gotta tell Mommy we had a good bill, right?
Yeah.
I really love this girl. She's so special. Really love her. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. If they can't see the pureness in your heart just by looking at you, I don't know. Something's wrong with them. Because that ain't just daddy talk. Anybody can look and tell you're just an amazing person and you're destined to do great things. You're going to be great, baby. Do everything in my power to ensure that greatness, okay?
Okay.
I'm never going to leave you hanging. Just keep studying and keep taking heed to what I'm telling you. Because I'm not going to tell you anything without giving it money. Okay?
Okay.
And we're blessed because all the women in the house, they love you so very much. And they treat you all like they came out, like you came out their wombs. And that's a blessing because that doesn't exist everywhere. So you got so many people that really, really love you. And then the people here that's watching, they really love you. They love your vibe. I know they do. And you're motivating people to connect with their children too. And want to have children and have these type of builds, these type of vibes. Definitely amazing, baby. You know, you make me want to cry a lot of times. Good tears. You make me want to cry. Really, really, really love you.
Best friend.
I'm your best friend?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, man. This girl. I'm my best friend. Oh boy. Let's get some make daddy cry.
Need some tissue?
Yes. Need some tissue. I just think about her, man. She just... I love you so much, man. It's happy tears, not nothing bad, okay?
I know.
Okay. The love I have for you is so strong. I can't believe I was so blessed to contribute to a person like you coming here. So if there's anything good about me, it's you, baby.
Thank you, that means a lot to me.
If there's anything good, if you know, I look at you and I know no matter what wrong, with shortcomings, what mistakes, whatever errors I ever made, I know I did my part having you come here, because you're gonna be a better version of me every day. I know that. You're gonna be a better version of me every day. I'm so proud of you. You know, you're only 12 and you got so much more to do. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. You know, I can't believe how great you are. It's crazy. You know, you everything I ever want to have as a daughter. You everything. You know, you're athletic. You're smart. You like to study. You like the things I like. You like museums. You like art. You like watching documentaries. You love animals. You like everything that I love. And if I had the opportunity to get the support, loving the things that you love at your age, I know I'd be an even better person. But it's okay, because me being denied it made me work harder to make sure you can have it. You know? And then my parents couldn't provide for me certain stuff that I'm providing for you, so I'm just overwhelmed that you get the shot I didn't get. So I never want you to take it for granted. I never want you to just think this is how every child has it, because every child don't have it this way. So every moment that you have to embrace all the things you got, embrace it. Because everybody isn't promised it, and some people gonna want to take it from you. Life is like that. Some people gonna want to take it from you. It's just a part of me. Death is like that. It's part of the death energy. The taking. But never let no one kill your spirit, your breath, your ability to breathe. Okay? Never let nobody do that. Never. Make the fight worthwhile, baby. No one understands what a black man has to do, especially a black man when he takes a stand. No one understands. It's rough, baby. Remember Daddy told you, black men go through it too. I know you're a young lady, you're going to go through stuff as a young black woman on the rise. Just know that the men go through stuff too, okay? It's a fight. I may not show you the fight because I want to show you the happiness. But know it's a fight to get to this point. You know? And at every waking moment, you have your own people and other people looking to strip you of it. And it's just part of the death game. Just take it for what it is, but never let it stop you from fighting, pushing, and progressing. Remember, you use that hatred for motivation and use the support for inspiration. It's both. You got to find a way to convert the energy into usable energy. You know, it's like recycling. Find a way to reuse that energy. It's like solar panels. Find a way to use the sun for energy instead of draining the planet with this electricity. So we got to find a way to use misappropriated hate energy and convert it into a usable fuel that empowers us, not destroys us in the process. Okay? Gotta find a way to do that. Just shiny feet. Alright, I think I got myself together. I'm ready to drive. Couldn't see. Couldn't see. Alright, man. So I can't have you on those streams, man. Woo! Yeah, I need I love you so much. Alright, y'all. See y'all later. Love you. Thank you for participating. Apologize for the little breakdown. I really love my daughter, man. She's special, man. She be right by my side. She listen every waking moment. She down to roll, to ride. If I had to work on a book or something, if I had consulting, if I'm with somebody, I was in Miami, I had to consult for 6-7 hours straight. She could have did whatever she wanted to do. She stayed by my side, listened to everything that I said while I'm consulting other people. And then after that, we went to the Miami Heat game and did our thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
And she waited. She didn't have to wait. She came upstairs watching TV. I gave her the right. You can do whatever you got to do because I'm going to be here for a long time. She waited with me. Every person I had to consult in person.
I just went to hang out with Daddy.
What's that, baby?
I just went to hang out with Daddy.
Man, it's unbelievable, man. I count my blessings because so many people are in situations they don't have the access to their children. And then some people wickedly don't even want to see their children. And they taking them for granted. And that stuff just hurts me just thinking about it. If I was ever in a situation somebody took you from me, or if your mother wasn't working, I mean, damn, that's crazy. And so I'm blessed every day that I have you. I don't take one day to say I'm not blessed. Every day that I talk to you, every day that I see you, I count my blessings. Truly blessed. Alright, family, I'm together. I'm good. Yep, I can see. I can see again. It's time to go. We love you, right?
Love ya.
That's right. We love y'all. We do. Peace and many blessings. Peace and many blessings. I'll leave it on you. You're the star over here. Let's get you say goodbye.
Bye. I wish for all of you to have a great day.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Peace out.
Again with the peace out.